Today, we're going to unravel the story of one of the most amazing materials in history. It's a fabric that feels so incredibly delicate, so luxurious, but it's hiding a secret strength that's probably gonna blow your mind. Yep, we're diving into the fascinating story of silk. But let me just start with a wild question to get us going. Could a single, shimmering thread of silk actually be stronger than a piece of steel? I know, it sounds totally impossible, right? Well, just keep that question in the back of your mind as we journey back in time, because the answer is seriously remarkable. So our story doesn't begin in some high-tech lab or a busy workshop. Nope. It all starts with a legend. It's this incredible tale of how a simple, quiet moment over a cup of tea literally changed the world. I want you to travel back with me, way back, almost 5 millennia, to ancient China. This was a time when this gorgeous material was one of the empire's most closely guarded secrets. And right at the very heart of this discovery is one person, the Empress Hsi Ling Shi. She was the wife of the legendary Yellow Emperor, and she's the one who gets the credit for first figuring out silk's true potential. So the story goes, the Empress was just enjoying a nice hot cup of tea in her garden. She's sitting right there under a mulberry tree, just a perfectly peaceful afternoon. And then, plop, a small cocoon drops from the tree right into her steaming tea. I'm sure she was a little annoyed at first, but then she just watched as the hot water started to do something incredible to that little cocoon. As that cocoon sat there in the heat, this fine, shimmering thread started to unravel from it. Can you imagine? The Empress was completely captivated. Her curiosity led her straight to the mulberry trees, and there she found the source, the Bombyx mori silkworm. And just like that, a total accident sparks an entire industry. Now, from that legendary discovery, the Empress didn't just admire the thread. Oh no, she was an innovator. She actually developed a whole process to turn it into fabric. So how in the world does a tiny little larva become this incredible cloth? Well, that's the art of sericulture. First off, the sheer scale of growth here is just astounding. After they hatch, these tiny larvae, they do nothing but eat mulberry leaves for about a month. And in that short time, they increase their body weight by a staggering 10,000 times. Seriously, just try to wrap your head around that for a second. Okay, so once they're all grown up, the larva starts to spin. It secretes this liquid protein that hardens into a single, continuous thread to form its cocoon. Now, here's the really crucial next step. They boil the cocoons. This does 2 important things. First, it kills the pupa inside, which keeps that thread unbroken. And second, it dissolves this gummy protein, which lets the thread be unraveled. Then, the filaments from up to 50 cocoons are all reeled together to form one single, much stronger thread. And that's what's finally woven into silk cloth. It's an incredible process. And for almost 3,000 years, this entire process was one of the most protected secrets in the entire world. I mean, China knew exactly what it had on its hands, and silk became a national treasure. And the value they placed on silk was just immense. For centuries, it wasn't something you could just go out and buy. Oh no. It was reserved exclusively for the emperor and the royal court. It was a true symbol of power, of divine status. This exclusivity gave China a complete and total monopoly. As demand for it grew across the ancient world, silk became one of the most valuable things you could trade. Entire empires would trade gold, silver, you name it, just to get this shimmering fabric. All while China fiercely guarded the secret of that little worm that made it all possible. But, a secret this valuable, it can't be kept forever. Eventually, the methods for producing the world's golden thread started to spread. And that changed the entire global landscape of luxury and trade. So the secret first slipped out around 300 AD, when Chinese immigrants brought sericulture over to Korea. From there, it slowly but surely made its way across Asia, to Japan, India, and Persia. By the 13th century, Italy had actually become the center of European silk production. And in this really fascinating twist of history, today, China has reclaimed its title as the world's #1 producer. The world wanted silk for its beauty, but what it was slowly discovering was a material with properties that went way beyond just luxury. And this brings us all the way back to that question from the beginning. We think of silk as this delicate, soft thing, but its physical properties are, well, they're nothing short of astonishing. There is so much more to this thread than just how beautiful it looks. And here it is, the big reveal. Is a thread of silk stronger than steel? The answer is yes. A silk rope has a higher tensile strength, that's basically the resistance to being pulled apart, than a wire of steel that's the exact same thickness. It is in fact the strongest natural fiber known to humanity. Mind-blowing. And its superpowers don't even stop there. Silk is also biocompatible, which means it works in harmony with the human body. It's been used to dress wounds and for surgical sutures, because it can be safely absorbed by our bodies as it dissolves. We're talking about an ancient technology that's so advanced, scientists today are actually studying its structure to engineer the super materials of the future. So from an empress's teacup to a global commodity, from a symbol of royalty to a blueprint for high-tech materials, the story of silk literally connects ancient history with modern innovation. And it leaves us with one final thought. In our world of synthetic fibers and lab-made everything, what other secrets does nature and a 5,000-year-old worm still have to teach us? Thanks for joining me on this one.